Hey guys, what's going on? Amy Thomas coming back at you, and today I just wanted to go over a little bit of off-page SEO for you. Now we've went over how to set up your blog and how to do some keyword research and all of that fun stuff, but there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes as far as off-page optimization that we need to cover that's really going to get those posts and stuff to the top of Google. So let's get into that now. All right, so let's go over some of the factors that help rank web pages. Now, the first thing we're going to touch on is the quality of backlinks. Now, don't get the wrong idea. The low quality, the social media backlinks, those types of things, the low quality links, if you have a lot of them, they're still going to work, and your pages are still going to rank over time. But I want to make sure that you understand that as your page gets more authority, as you build your blog, quality backlinks are going to rank your pages much faster. So just to put it in simple terms, 20 quality backlinks, for instance, is going to outweigh or outrank 20,000, 30,000, or 40,000 low quality backlinks. So in the future, what you want to do is you want to position yourself to have those quality backlinks coming in onto your blog, and it's going to take your blog kind of to a higher level a lot more quickly and more efficiently. And then, as I said, not all backlinks are equal. So there's many different types of backlinks. And now when you're first starting out, any backlinks are better than no backlinks. I want to make that very clear. You always want to be building backlinks to your content, regardless of what kind you are building. And as it, gains traction, you will see it begin to climb up the search engines naturally. Now, PR backlinks are actually the best type of links. A page rank backlink, let's say like a PR, and we talked about what a PR was earlier. It's from a website that has a high page rank. So let's say like a government site or an education site or something like that. If you're getting backlinks from those sites that have a PR4 or a PR5, if you can get some that are higher than that, it's going to make your page jump very, very quickly. Now, you want to have a wide variety of backlinks. You do want those social media sites as well. You want some Web 2.0, social media, social bookmark sites, even say a press release or something like that. If you can get backlinks coming from a good mix or a good variety of websites, it's going to take your website to the top of Google very, very quickly. Now, if a few of those, like I said, have a high PR rating, you're not going to get bumped out of that spot. So if you can keep a good mix of backlinks coming in all the time and keep it consistent. So if you're building backlinks manually, or you're using a program to do it, whatever the case may be, just make sure it's a good mix and you're doing it on a regular basis. This is one of the reasons too why I do recommend trying to rank things in things like YouTube or Warrior Forum, things that already have a high page rank. It can take a lot more abuse very, very quickly. So if you're building backlinks to your blog, what I would recommend doing is building them consistently over a long period of time. If you're going right out of the gate and you're trying to rank something in YouTube or Warrior Forum, or something like that, you can hit it with a lot of backlinks or a lot of high page rank links right off the bat, and it might not take the hit. So you do need a wide variety. And the other thing I wanted to talk to you as well is IP diversity. Now, I know we touched on this in the past, but I just want to bring up what that is. So let's say you get 50,000 shares on Twitter. What I want you to understand is each one of those does work as a backlink, but it's all coming from the same IP address. So Twitter essentially is one IP address. So it's the same with Facebook. If you're getting a whole bunch of shares on Facebook, that is fantastic. But if that's the only place, you're only getting that coming from one IP address. So I just really want to make sure that you understand the difference. It's great to have those backlinks, but you do need additional backlinks from different IP addresses in order to balance that out and get those blog posts or those YouTube videos to the top of Google. And then also, one more thing I just wanted to touch on before we move on, actually, to the next thing. As far as the wide variety of links goes as well, yes, you want a wide variety of links, but you also need these backlinks. And I know I've talked about this before, but in case this is the first video you're watching, I just want to backpedal a bit. You want your anchor text. Your anchor text is the text that the actual link comes from. So you want a wide variety of that type of anchor text to go into your links as well. So what's going to happen is if you're doing, let's say, an MLSP review, you want, one of the links to say MLSP review, MLSP, whatever your keyword is, but it can't be 100% of your keyword or Google's going to think that that looks fishy. So yes, I use the word fishy. So what's going to happen is you're going to want it to say MLSP review, MLSP, Amy's MLSP review, and you can also use things like generic, like click here, view this review here, just random things. And then you also want your brand to be in there as well. So Amy Thomas online, Amy Thomas, check out Amy Thomas's review here. So I just wanted to go back and backpedal a little and explain what I mean by a variety of links as far as the anchor text goes as well, because some of you may have missed that in an earlier on lesson. So I hope you understand that, and we'll move on to Google Updates. So as we all know, the Google updates that get rolled out, and they get rolled out very, very often, can make your website take a huge hit. And I've seen it in the past with other people's sites, and I'm going to explain to you what you need to do in order to keep your site safe. Now, just because a specific backlink is working now doesn't mean that you just want to hammer that one kind of backlink to your site. And this is the reason why, and this is why I talk about diversity when it comes to backlinks. If Google rolls out an update and they decide to change the way they evaluate a backlink, so let's say you're building nothing but social media backlinks, and they decide that they're no longer going to use that as an authority to make a page go to the top of Google. You've basically just lost all of your authority. So by building your links in a manner that is a lot of different variations of links, even if Google slaps you for one specific kind of link, everything's not lost. So if you do get smacked, what I want you to do is just continue to keep building links on a regular basis. Now, if your rankings drop, a lot of times that's the best time to really start hammering your site with backlinks, and you'll see it jump back up. You need to keep things looking very, very natural. So that's very, very important. Updates are always going to happen, so make sure you're making this look as natural as possible, even if you're using a program or something else to build your links for you. The other thing is, and this is why, getting just one type of link, even if it is a high PR link, so even if you have a site with a PR5 or a PR6, this is why this is bad, because it's going to leave what we call a footprint. So it's going to show Google exactly what you're doing. It'd be very, very easy for them to figure out that you're trying to trick the system. And Google doesn't like that. So keep everything looking very natural. Keep backlinks coming in from all different sources. You want those high PR links, but you also want those low quality social media and those type of things coming in as well. So it just looks very natural, like it's building itself because posts are going viral. That's what you want it to look like. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about different types of backlinks. Now, the first type is a high PR or page rank link. So this is a very, very high quality link. Now, PR links range from PR0, which is where a website would start, right up to PR10. Now, obviously, the chances of getting a PR10 link is pretty much next to nothing. That would be like Facebook or Google's homepage linking to your website. So that's highly unlikely. But let's say to get, say, a PR6, a PR7, maybe even a PR8 link. That is doable, but it is going to come at a cost. So you may be able to get one of those websites to allow you to guest post on their site, but I'm going to tell you, you are going to have to bring some crazy content in order for that to happen. Now, the other thing you can do is pay to have a link coming from these sites. Now, I'm going to tell you, it's going to cost you probably $400 or $500 a month in order for that link to continuously come into your website. But I will say this, it's a very low price to pay. If you're trying to rank a web page for a product or a service that is going to pocket you $9,000 or $10,000 a month, and that one PR link that is coming in is what's pushing that to the top of Google, then obviously it's worth paying that money in order to have that backlink come in. So high page rank links are very important. The higher the page rank, the better quality the link. So that's something that you do want coming into your site over time. The next type are education or government links. Now, obviously, this is another quality link. Now, I will tell you that you can find these. These are sometimes hard to come by, but you can search for these. And it's something that you are going to pay a little bit of a price to get. But they are available, and if you can get those links coming into your site, it's definitely going to help. And then the next is Web 2.0 links. So these are another quality link that we can go over how to get these. Now, these are sites like Weebly or Tumblr or those types of sites. And what you're going to do is you would put content onto these websites, and you would link back to your own page that you're trying to rank. So now I am going to just give a word of caution here. If you are writing something or putting an article on some of these websites, these Web 2.0, and linking back to your content, you want to make sure that the content that you're using is either 100% unique content or highly spun content. You don't want to get dinged for that. Now, I'm going to show you later on, where I get a lot of my articles from and how I spin the content so that I'm not getting dinged. But these types of links are very easy to come by. It just takes a little bit of time, and they're a very high quality link. So I would recommend building some of these to your content as well to help get you to the top of Google. So now the next are link wheels or link pyramids. Now you're building quality here, and I'm going to explain what this is. So basically, you're going to have let's say a website that's going to work as a buffer. So basically what's going to happen is that website is going to link into your content, and then all other links are going to go heavy on that buffer link. So what this does is if Google decides to slap some sort of type of link from you, or discredit one of those links, it's not going to affect your website. When I say your website, I'm talking about your blog here. So what I do is I tend to build link wheels or link pyramids to my blog so that my blog will never get penalized. So I have a large number of links going directly, especially social media and quantity links, going into my buffer link or my buffer web page, and then that page links directly to my blog. So I do tend to go ahead and build a lot of those because it's kind of a safety there. Another type is blog networks. Now there's tons of blog networks out there. They blog and they actually link back to your content. So this is good because it's not only creating quality links, but it's also creating quantity. You do want to have a lot of links out there. I talked about how a really high quality link can push you to the top of Google, but if that's all you're building, then that's not going to work either. So you want a good mix. So blog networks are kind of what's going to do that for you. And then the next one is press releases. This is actually a quality link, so we can, so you want to be adding those. And then, of course, social bookmarks and article directories. Now, these are both types of links where you want a large quantity of them. So they don't have as much pull or any page rank per se, like we talked about before. But by diversifying your portfolio in this, it's definitely going to help. So if you have a lot of social bookmarks and a lot of article directories, and then a couple or less PRs, it's definitely going to push you to the top of Google. So those are the different types of backlinks. I hope I clarified anything that you weren't sure on through that. If you do have any questions, as always, as far as this goes, just send me an email or a Facebook message, and I'll answer your questions through there. So let's just move on a little bit. We're going to go over how I actually build my links. All right, so I just wanted to go over kind of the basics on how to build links. So, and when I say how to build links, I mean when you're first putting a piece of content out there and you start to build links. So you want to get 1 to 2 different link types and start building them that way. So build those 1 or 2 link types, wait 3 to 4 days, and then get 1 or 2 more or different link types and wait 3 or 4 days and repeat that process. You want to, if you can, especially at the beginning, focus on quality links if you can afford to do it. Web 2.0 and link wheels we can use for stronger competitive keywords. Now, I talked to you about what a link wheel was, is where you have an actual buffer tier. So what you would do is you would have a Web 2.0 or another website that's linking directly into your website or into that post. So all of the link juice is going to there, and then you have multiple other types of links that are hammering that buffer tier, if you will. So that's a good way to go about doing that. EDU and government sites, you definitely want to use as well for competitive keywords. If you are going after those competitive keywords, I highly suggest that you either build a link wheel, or you use, the education or government sites as well. Now, I do want to let you know, keywords, they can take anywhere from 2 weeks to 6 months in order to rank. So just because you put a piece of content out there and it doesn't rank right away, don't stop building backlinks, because obviously that's going to be a huge red flag for Google. If you stop building backlinks to it, and then let's say 2 months down the road you go back and start trying to build backlinks to it once again, it's just not going to work. You want it to look realistic. You want it to look like you put that piece of content out there, it got a little bit of traction. As it got some traction, it got a little bit more traction, and then it just kind of kept growing. It has to look realistic. It has to look like normal activity, or Google's going to slap you. And if they do slap you and it's a blog post that's on, your actual blog, your blog isn't going to be able to gain that page rank over time. So as much as you can hammer backlinks on your YouTube videos or your Warrior Forum posts, you can't hammer your blog posts like that, or it's not going to look realistic. So if you follow this, these kind of steps that I just went over here on how to build backlinks to your posts, your blog is going to get a lot more traction, and over time that's going to be an authority site, and your posts and your pages are going to rank a lot easier that way. And just before I leave you today, I wanted just to go over quickly too that I want you to understand that some content just won't rank. Some of your pages just won't. You're going to build content, you're going to build links, and if it doesn't rank, you just move on to something else. You should have already moved on before you even realize whether it's ranked or not. So this is why I focus on building content the search engines really, really like. But what I often do is I create multiple pages for keywords that I know will make me money. So it basically gives me multiple chances to rank. Now, when I say I create multiple pages, I just want to make sure that you understand that I'm not duplicating the exact same content. You can't copy someone's content or Google's not going to rank it. It has to be original. But yeah, if you know that a keyword is going to make you money, and you're ready to rank that content, build multiple pieces for that content, whether it's multiple blog posts, whether it's a blog post, a YouTube video, a Warrior Forum post, any of those things. And don't get emotionally tied to ranking a web page. So, if it doesn't rank, like I said, move on and just create something else that will. It's that easy. So I hope this video has helped you. Any questions, comments, concerns, you can leave them below on my blog or on my YouTube channel if this is where you're watching it. And I will talk to you soon. Cheers.